Get in on this. Look at this right here. Ti voglio bene assai, ma tanto bene assai.
I can't promise that your experience will be as sexy as mine was right there. I'm in New York right now, and perhaps there's no meal more iconic to New York than the abundant, big, bold flavors of the red sauce feast. I am on a mission to find out the real pro moves for the red sauce dinner, and I'm going to some of the absolute pros. Frankie Best, aka Frankie Pinello. Call him Frankie Best because he owns Best Pizza and he's the best. And of course, Sal the Voice Valentinetti. But right now, I have come to a Brooklyn legend right here in Bensonhurst. At one point, the heart of Brooklyn's Little Italy. This is Queen Ann's Ravioli. Don't let the name fool you. They make every type of pasta under the sun, sell all kinds of Italian provisions, and yes, they make some pretty amazing ravioli, all helmed by an Italian food encyclopedia by the name of George Switzer. So, I am going to dive into the abbondanza, to the flavor explosions of the iconic New York red sauce feast, and I will be using many lines, allusions from the movie Goodfellas throughout. Can we put a Goodfellas reference counter here? Or maybe here? There we go. Now everyone knows the rules of the game. Keep your mouth shut and don't rat on your friends. But before this episode is over, I will be bringing you at least 5 red sauce pro moves so that you can operate like an operator and have your meal like a made man. Let's head on into Queen Ann and see what's good, fellas. How long has Queen Ann Ravioli been open?
1972.
And it was opened by your...
My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, originally.
Did you have a background in pasta?
No, as a kid, I was always the one cooking, playing Monopoly or playing Risk. I would make my famous, at the time, Sloppy George. And a friend of mine's mother, when she found out that I was in this profession, sought me out and says, I always knew you were gonna cook.
What is it about Queen Ann that has made it stand out?
Queen Ann continues a tradition of the manufacture of long and short goods of pasta, of ravioli, and tries to do things the way they were originally done. The ravioli is made every day fresh.
How many ravioli do you sell a day?
I don't know, maybe 5,000.
A day? Could we go actually see some of the pasta being made and some of the ravioli being made?
Of course. This is John. John makes the crepes. John, that's
you?
Adam.
My mom loves me, man.
This is really like the heart of my store. This is from 1901, and this was made Green Street in Manhattan. With this machine, it's more like Play-Doh from when we were kids. If it's a shortcut, like an Analetti, we have a machine that sits here, and with all these gears, a knife spins. Otherwise, if he does a long cut like a fettuccine or something like that, we cut by hand. And then it goes on wooden sticks into the dryer.
So this is the first iteration of producing pasta en masse.
This was at the time considered to be the pinnacle of mechanical ability. These are all cast in ground. They would dig a hole and just pour the iron in.
Does it have a name?
No, we don't have a name for it. If it's not working, there's plenty of names I call it. I don't know how to put it better than that.
Are there a lot of these in existence?
I would have to say right now, I think I have the only functioning machine of this type continually in use. You'll put your finger along the pasta, it feels rough. The sauce sticks or catches better.
I want to see this thing go.
Okay, we're ready.
Full steam ahead. Damn
Okay,
the torpedoes.
Stove is loaded. Ignition.
Holy moly, wait. Come here. If you like steampunk anything, this is where we're gonna make the everlasting gobstopper right here. The reason why I do look at a machine like yours, like the bridge between the ancient world and the modern world, is because you see the human element at play. And even now, watching Roberto, this delicate way that he's handling it. Oh, it's like silky. I'm gonna hold up a strand. Here, come here, brother. Look at this one up close. So lovely. Good.
It's an art. There's no denying it. If you've seen what you need to see here on the other side, we have some ravioli. I'd like you to see us manufacture.
Come on, this is Queen Ann Ravioli.
Yeah.
Let's get the ravioli.
Come on, let's go.
Here we go.
We're at the Big Boy Ravioli machine.
Big Boy
This
Ravioli.
makes the round ravioli. This is the shape that moves the most in this store. It outsells all the other shapes combined, the round ravioli.
How old is this machine?
I'd say this is about 50-some odd years old. And it was manufactured in Dumont, New Jersey by a gentleman named Ed Lumbey.
You know the name of the guy who
I met the guy. Ed Lumbey in this business is revered.
So these guys have to be working like a ballet because he can't be producing them faster than he can fill them. Like right now, I feel like there's about to be like an I Love Lucy moment. Wait a minute, I'm gonna come over. Not worth the gag.
This was a Jewish area, but it became Italian where when you came from Italy, you know to come here, you're gonna get a job. You know to go to Cafe Milalucci, which is where the Dunkin' Donuts is now. And you know someone's gonna speak your language. You know you could work and get a job in any of the Salamerias or the Italian businesses that were thriving here. When I first came here, they looked at me and said, "Tu Italiano?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Italian." They go, "You speak Italian?" I said, "No, now you're American." Now, after 100 years that I'm here and everybody gone, I'm sort of the only one left that remembers, you know, who the street was named after and why. Oh, when is the feast going to be here? Look at the paper. No, but we'll tell you.
Do you feel a big sense of responsibility?
Yeah, everybody was moving out of here in the late 80s, early 90s. So they would say, "George, when are you leaving?" And I says, "Don't worry about when I'm leaving, but when I leave, I'll shut the lights."
You don't sell hot food to the public.
No, we don't. The only food I'll serve hot is that, you know, I carry on like a tradition that we've always done, is I make everybody lunch every day, so it all depends. Let me grab some ravioli for you.
Oh,
Use
right
the
off the
scoop.
line?
Well,
oh, that's sick. This is like...
The freshest is all you're going to get from here, the freshest. The
That's
only
the-
fresher than this is me.
Hey, yo.
Ready?
It's supposed to be like brackish, like seawater, right?
No. It's
Not
too
for ravioli,
salty.
it's for ravioli.
Too salty. So that's about enough. And now we'll throw in some ravioli. Now once the ravioli are in, I just like to move them around gently. What happens is the ravioli will dive to the bottom of the pot. The heat will make the ravioli stick. So you just twist them around until the dough absorbs moisture and then they won't stick to the bottom. The less you touch them, the better, and then you won't damage the seal and they won't open.
Now that is a deep ravioli pro move.
Well, usually they float, and then of course, not to rob that line, but they plump when you cook them. Let's take a few out. Let's plate them.
And you made this marinara.
I make this marinara here, yeah.
That's right, I'm like drooling. Pavlov's pasta. Dude.
Hot, huh?
It's crazy because we saw how thick that dough was when it hit the gromola. It is tender. Yeah, there's still like al dente literally means to the teeth, but I think that generally speaking, no one wants al dente ravioli, right? I think that you want that tenderness. You also sell your pasta to a place that has become iconic for their sauces.
Michael's Restaurant.
Michael's Restaurant.
Michael's of Brooklyn.
This is the way to do a homecoming. Family-owned business, treating their workers like family, eating family style. So to you, I say Chandani. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And in terms of raising the ravioli to an art form, well now, I serve at the court of Queen Anne. Now, whether you call this neighborhood Gerritsen Beach, or you call it Homecrest, or you call it Marine Park, I call it home. Yep, I grew up 1 mile that way, literally. And I used to come to this place my entire life. And the place behind me that I'm referring to, Michael's of Brooklyn, a place my family's been going to for generations. I'm being joined by two guys that I consider to be true red sauce pros. Family-owned establishment, eating family style with family. And if your mother, your grandmother can make a better meal, then let her do it. Let her do it, Henry. Let her do it. Have you guys been to Michael's before?
My father's from this neighborhood. Typically, it's a lot of funerals that we come here after for a nice bite. But latest I've been here is 3 weeks ago. I love Michael's. It's a red sauce joint, but it's a white tablecloth red sauce joint, you know?
If you drive past this place, you see the white stones out front. It's iconic.
I mean, if you don't come here hungry, you end up leaving looking like you just spent Black Friday at Macy's, you know?
That'll wear you out.
It's the type of place.
Now, if you don't believe this is part of the community, I'm gonna tell you this. I bet these guys also do a mean happy anniversary.
Is this song non-monetizable? Should we cut this out of the YouTube edit?
A whole variety that's about to hit us.
Right here, the calamari arrabbiata.
What is the literal definition of antipasto?
Before the pasta.
Before the pasta.
You know, it's just
Antipasto.
snack, antipasta. It's just snack before the pasta.
All right, so can you push the prosciutto back in?
Wow, push the prosciutto back in. I haven't heard that in a while.
It's better the prosciutto than the braciole, trust me. Is there a rule with the bread?
I could hear my mother screaming at me. I could see my childhood self. Don't get full on bread. Don't spoil your dinner.
So we kind of listen to Frank's mom. Don't ruin your appetite.
Yep.
So we're gonna set a little bit of aside for scarpetta.
You always take the calamari first because you don't want to eat cold calamari.
It's calamari fritti, but then they toss it in sauce.
Ready? You take a little garlic, right? And a little bit of the cherry pepper. You dump it back into the middle of the calamari, right? In the middle of the ring. A Padre, a Figli, and a Spiritu Santo. Amen.
That's it.
Oi,
See, Italians got
I'm not Christian or Catholic, but here goes.
Italians got to make a sandwich out of everything, even the calamari.
And that sauce is a humdinger, huh?
So good, man. So good.
If calamari's chewy, if it's like rubber band, you know there's a possibility it could be frozen.
Right.
Fresh calamari has to have just a bit of bite to it and has to be tender.
Now, this to me is also a classic. Baked clams. Are they also clams oreganata? Is that what you would call
Clams
it?
are not a baked clam. Sometimes you see a clams casino. The big question is the clam whole or is the clam chopped, right? These guys are legends. I could tell already, they don't scoop the clam out, chop it up, and then throw it back in. That to me is like an amateur move. This looks like it's a whole clam, the breadcrumb on top, and then right into the broiler, right?
Do you have to do the fork on this, or do I just like take it to the head?
Yeah, come on, take it.
There's
We're
no
friends
rules.
here.
There's
We're
no
facing
rules.
the wall. We're sitting in the corner. No one's gonna judge it.
Oh,
Wow.
Right on.
See,
Look
this
at
is
that.
unique.
Rigatoni, baked and burnt. So like when I'm a kid, right, and my mother leaves us with my father makes baked ziti. Before the baked ziti would cool off and it'd be time to eat dinner, I would sneak about 5 pieces off the corners and edges of the top of the baked ziti.
Best part.
Because the best part, the crunch, the melted cheese, the char.
speechless.
This
It's
is the best part of the baked ziti. But somebody along the long rich history of Michael's, said, I want the baked and burnt, but I want the fusilli, I want sausage, I want something different.
Cheers, boys.
Salud.
Cheers, salute.
I like that. This is good. Crispy, but you got the sauce underneath.
So the top, absolutely crispy. And you can see the very bottom of it, still super succulent.
The timing has to be perfect on this, otherwise it dries it out.
What I look for with the pasta is a nice al dente. It's got a nice kind of crispy texture on top. It's not mushad or too mushy.
Is al dente, because it means to the teeth, that I know.
Right,
but is it that there's resistance with your teeth before you bite through?
It bites you back. It fights. It doesn't let you go all the way through.
This is the Sunday sauce.
Some people in certain parts of the country call it Sunday gravy. I feel bad for those people.
What's your thoughts on gravy with sauce?
Sauce, you know, I grew up with an Italian grandmother,
The sauce.
Italian fathers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're out there, you're in the middle of the country. Bear with me. You order gravy, right? What color is your gravy? Brown or white? Is it red? No. Thank you. There you go. It's not. I'm sorry. The reason people call it gravy is because on Sunday,
You cook meat
when your
into
mother
it?
starts the sauce,
Yeah.
right? She does the garlic and the oil in the bottom of the pot, and then she browns meat. This right here is a pork rib. In my grandmother's kitchen, it was the knuckle. And all the fat from the pork would release into the oil and the garlic, and it would make this base to throw the tomato paste in. The reason why I think Americans call it gravy, it was a way to assimilate into American culture.
Is it the spoon to the fork?
So, okay, Italians on the other side, they drag us all the time when they see you eat pasta in your dish with a fork and a spoon. It's not the way you should eat it, but it is the way you should serve it. So now you want to just grab a few off the side, roll it in,
Give it the spin.
And you bring it over here to our friend Frank.
Bello Polito.
And just like that.
That's
And see, it
beautiful.
stands up nice, and you just get it on your fork enough. Because once you do the spoon, you're gonna get your whole serving of pasta in your mouth at once. And you know, God forbid, somebody makes a funny joke, and you wanna make one funnier. Now you got this whole mouthful of pasta you gotta swallow and possibly choke and die.
Funny how?
Let me funny. He makes a joke, haha, funny, you know.
Haha, like I'm a clown, like I'm here to amuse you? What is the counter up to now?
Excuse me, little side of sauce, gravy boat.
It's good to bring a little extra cash when you come to a restaurant like this and just slide a couple fajoles in the pockets.
I took care of them on the way in.
There you go.
This little extra sauce thing is something that I don't habitually do.
Look at this right here. Ti voglio bene assai, ma tanto bene assai.
I can't promise that your experience will be as sexy as mine was right there.
I don't even think twice about that.
Gotta have the sauce on the table.
The most important part about having more sauce is to revisit our friends over there.
It's about that time.
You dunk the bread in the sauce and it don't go to waste.
Spaghetti and meatballs is one of the most iconic dishes within the red sauce genre. The thing I remember my friends, their mothers arguing about.
Yeah.
Do you fry it first? Do you not fry it? Do you bake it? Do you cook it in the sauce?
Or the meatballs.
Or do you put it in the sauce after?
The meatball is a very personal thing.
That's why I'm asking
It's like the
pros.
neighborhood
Depends
pizzeria.
on your
It's
mother.
like Mets or Yankees. You know, we're getting into like rarefied territory here where
Yeah, you might start a fight. My nonna's meatballs were like half bread, right? They were pork, veal, beef. Not everyone uses the Holy Trinity, the meatloaf mix. I think my favorite way to do meatballs is you brown them in a pan with oil, and then you finish them off in a sauce.
So these guys, they ordered more sauce, and I would have said, I'd be so afraid to make the chef feel I might have offended them.
We're not that sensitive in Brooklyn. You could do anything. We don't get offended that easily.
You're acting like I haven't been here or lived here. My mother's sitting at the next table. Hey, Ma. Ma. Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
I was telling these guys about the escarole and beans.
Oh, Scarol.
Here we have the thing. It's the veal chop smash job.
Whoa, was that ossobuco?
Ossobuco.
Holy moly.
God.
And why it's veal chop, look, it's on the bone. Right on the bone, cut away a little bit, smashed out, flattened, breaded, fried, sauce, cheese, into that same broiler.
Oh.
And then they cook with it. Look at that. Yeah, that's
But
fantastic.
that's the thing, what an honor. Thank you so much. Usually you have to go down to Bay Parkway and pay extra for the smash job. I barely had to use this knife at all.
Oh, so good. You hear that? That's nothing. That's three guys who've been yapping for the last hour and a half, silenced by the veal.
Was that perfect? Was that the perfect bite?
Listen, Louis Prima.
Louis the lip, of course.
Closest to the bone, sweeter is the meat. Last slice of Virginia ham is the best that you can eat.
To be fair, Louis might have been talking about his own social life. We don't know.
If you're talking about judging a pizzeria, you judge it by the regular slice, right?
Absolutely.
If you come into a red sauce restaurant, the chicken parm, veal parm, that's how you're judging the place. If a veal parm comes out and it's not up to standards, it's not, breaded properly, fried properly,
Yeah.
it doesn't have enough cheese on top, you know that the rest of the meal is probably not going to be very good.
Yeah, your aunt and uncle moved to Port St. Lucie or someplace in Florida, right? There's an Italian restaurant in town. They want to try it, but they don't want to go all in. They just want to scope it out. You scope it out with chicken parm.
There you go.
So ossobuco, slow cooked shank.
Yeah. Traditionally a northern Italian dish. It's always served with some sort of risotto. It's just good. It's hearty. This is rib sticking food. You see the potatoes and the big chunks of carrots?
Yeah.
That's typically what we'd find in my grandmother's chicken
There
soup.
you go. That's country food.
Yeah.
That's country food.
There you go. I'll hold the beat. You can put
Right
that's
away.
nuts. I just
Yeah,
barely
that's
touched
nuts.
the.
That's nuts.
Oh,
The size of that.
Right away. This spoon is to test the tenderness. Look at this. You just take the back of the spoon and you push it down, and that's how you cut your meat. Like that. Look at that. That's how tender it is.
I guess ultimately, what should be like the guiding principle for anyone going to a red sauce joint?
The red sauce meal is you want to be surrounded by people that you love. There's a cadence to this meal. So there's some activity going on. There's passing plates back and forth. There's sharing.
Sharing, it's a cornerstone of Italian-American culture. When you break bread with somebody like we did today, that makes you family in our culture.
This culture is a thing, you know, and people really out there living this life where it's that old gangster, that old Brooklyn, that old feel. It's a world that I was from. It's a world that he's from.
It's a meal for us, not for me.
Yes.
It's a meal I share with you because I love you, because I care about you, and I want you to enjoy it and you to enjoy it as much as me. The food has been honest, raw, elemental, explosive, full of life, full of love, full of flavor. And guys, I can't thank you enough because there's one thing to share a meal, but when people share the memories connected to those meals, that's something very special. And I love you both for that. And thank you for your talent. Thank you for your talent
Well
and time.
said, my brother.
Come on, for real, for real. So thank you.
great.
May you find abundanza. May your familia enjoy many, many red sauce meals together. Don't be stunad and have something fun and good. Tendane.
Tintan.
Chendai.
Gosh, man. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, here's my friend, Pepe Le Pew.